Hello, hello Cancer. Welcome to your September 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Cancer. And if you don't know what that is, then look up a natal chart generator. And otherwise, if you haven't watched your Sun, Moon, and Rising yet, I just want to take a quick second to just let you know that there's probably going to be one or two that resonate more than the others. So you're not going to like watch a wrong video. I just get asked all the time. So I just wanted to throw that out there and let you know. Watch them, see what works for you. That's what these are designed to do, is just be what you need them for. And anything that doesn't work, just go ahead and toss out. Go ahead, take a few deep breaths into the diaphragm, feel into the body. If there's anything coming up for you today that needs a little bit of guidance, that needs a little bit of support, feel into that. Say hello to any aches or pains. And first thing coming up is change your costume. The idea behind this is, or I guess the intuitive hit that I'm getting on it is that there might be something that you're doing that isn't working. And so it's worthwhile to kind of change the lens, change your approach, innovate the way you're coming into the world, and see what works for you. It's just about making the attempt. It's just about trying something different, trying something new. Now, the word of the month, remember these cards have 3 phrases, so one might work more than the others. You have alignment. Explore energy first. Let me see if this will focus for you. Come on. Matter will follow. Find the spine. Yours are the one in the situation. Address the source, and everything will fall into place. Okay? So really feeling into, again, what works, what doesn't. And it's about maneuvering what it is that's the core of it, and then trying to make a shift from the core space. Now, the spirit animal card you have is elk, and I think this is about persistence. That's the word that's coming up with this. Staying grounded, persisting, and continuing to do what it is that works for you. Okay, now I'm going to pull an Affirmators card. This is a love and relationships deck, but I want to be clear, this deck is going to apply to all versions of relationships of all varieties. It is not just romantic relationships. So the card you have is Grace. I face disagreements with grace and flow through the ups and downs of my relationships without getting thrown off center. With grace, I'm able to keep my cool, be my best self, and not resort to name calling even when that crappy poo-poo face is being a douchey barf monster. So it's remembering that the emotional charge that you bring into relationships and into communication specifically will amplify the energy, and not always in a good way. That's why you hear that like cliche, take the high road, be the bigger person. And honestly, I don't think this is for the other person. Like it's not for the other person involved in the disagreement or the argument. It's for you. It's so that things don't get out of hand any further. If you can stay calm and collected as a practice, as a reflection of maybe listening first, or trying to tone it down first, and even if you're dealing with someone who's really aggressive or super unhealthy or toxic, there are times when you can actually neutralize it within yourself, even if the other person is still activated. So again, this has nothing to do with you getting a specific outcome. It's just for your own sake. Now, this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs spread. If you have been on my channel for a while, you remember this spread probably. I really enjoyed it, and it covers a lot, so I hope that you guys like it. The first row is all resources, so material, food, shelter, money, all of the base resources that you require. First thing, we have the Tower. Let me go ahead and clarify this. I'm just going to pull it now because I know that that card is going to want more context as we go. So we have the Five of Cups. This is going to require you to kind of reconstruct some of the things that aren't working in your immediate resources and in your immediate, like your well. Like something isn't working about where you're getting a lot of your energy and resources from. And so it might be time to kind of look outside of yourself, look outside of what you've been doing and try something different. This is a month of innovation for you. Change your costume. Align yourself, be persistent, try a new approach. You're gonna have to if you want to resolve this. Let me see what else is coming up. So I have the Star. This is like the catch-all healing for you. Being that this card is showing you that things are working out behind the scenes, even if you can't see it. Even if you don't know what's going to happen next, it doesn't really matter. What matters is your ability to look at the big picture. If you're looking at a micro situation, it's going to feel like the world is crashing. And if you're looking at the macro, then it's going to loosen that up and it's going to give you some space to breathe. Okay? This is... I really like the way they did this card because it shows that it's like the constellation, piece by piece, things are connecting and there's a bigger purpose that is showing up here. You might not even see it in September. It's just reminding you that things are falling into place. And that's something that you can resist. It is something that you don't have to listen to. I might sit here and tell you, look, things are going to work out. And if you're so stuck in, no, my world is falling apart, this isn't going to get better, there's no way, no how on the face of the planet that there's ever going to be resolution, then what the universe is going to say, okay, you've decided. That's what's going to be delivered because that's the expectation. So I just wanted to clarify that as well. You can get stuck in the Tower if you want. And then we also have Temperance, finding balance with this. It doesn't mean that you can't have bad days. It's about really focusing on holding on to those moments when you are having a really grounded experience where you feel fulfilled and aligned. If you can just hold on to those rather than fear pictures, that's going to override any of the belief systems. So remember that if you can just find a moment, a day, any fragment that you can kind of cling on to in order to see, kind of like with the Five of Cups, you know, the way that this imagery is in all Five of Cups cards that I've seen is that the focus is on what is spilled, what is fallen apart, and this little creature just needs to turn around and see, okay, there's all this other stuff that's out there too. So not focusing on just what's not working, but finding a way to look forward. Remember, the Tower appears when you need a purge. And then we also have the Moon. This is kind of referring to that confusion. You might not be able to see outside of your experience right now, and that's okay. It just might not make any sense, even if you were able to see how things are going to pan out. It's a mysterious world. It's a big world. Lots of crazy things happen all the time. So be flexible with it, because as many bad things that happen, there's just as many good things that happen as well. Yes, I know there's people that are going to come after me in the comment section for that. Okay, so second row, this is relationships, community, family, romantic, and platonic relationships. First thing coming up is the 10 of Torches. So it might be a little bit overwhelming. Why isn't my focus working? It just looks like it might be a bit much at this point in time. I don't think it's anything bad. You just have a lot going on. You might feel like things are kind of a mess or things are really discombobulating. Okay, let me see what else. Three of Feathers. This is the release card. Letting go. Letting go. If something is too labor intensive, if something is too exhausting, is too pressing, isn't working, isn't fulfilling, isn't satisfying, then it's okay to release it. It's something that you might not want to do, but just know that it's something that is okay. And that's true for familial relationships as well. I know that there's a lot of pressure for people to stick with toxic families for the sake of sharing DNA. It's not for everybody. Not everyone has that experience with families. So just know that I absolutely have compassion and empathy if you happen to have a family that, you know, you're not able to be close with. Or if you're going through heartbreak, or if you do have to release a toxic relationship. It's completely, matters of the heart are always the stickiest. And then, yeah, this is the right way. Two of Feathers. So not knowing, again, it's all about the unknown for you. And, you know, personally, that's not my favorite energy to work with. So I understand the frustration that can come up if it's like, well, I just want things to go my way, or wanting to be controlling about it, or wanting a break. And I think that that is something you can ask for. You can ask for easy lessons. You can ask for the universe to ease up. It doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so challenging. Doesn't mean that things slow down, but you can ask for ease. And the clarifier for this is the Hanged Man. So I think that this is something that's been persisting for a while, across the board, this entire row. It's kind of like this has been a long time coming. So I don't think this is any surprise for those of you who are seeing this pop up in the relationship sector. I think it's just kind of like, oh yeah, moan, groan. We didn't want to see this come up, but that's just kind of the energy that's running in September. So the more you can kind of loosen up your expectations and see a bigger picture and be okay not knowing, that's really what's gonna help with this. Now, up here we have ambition, career, you know, like acknowledgement, what you're being praised for, success, 10 of Feathers, release, sheesh, Cancer. Okay, let's see what else is coming up. Okay, and the Sun. So remember that when you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to another, and vice versa. It's okay if things that you wanted in the past are not what you want in the future. It's okay if things have changed. It's okay if what you are setting your sights on is different, especially around career. Maybe you're making a big move. And, you know, this could easily be something, I want something different in my career, and my parents aren't cool with it. You know, that's like a literal interpretation, but it's one of those things that if you get one chance, like you get one life, so you are the master over your reality and what it is that you do in this lifetime and what direction you take. So the decisions that you're making are things that you should be happy with. And so that's really what the Sun is showing you, is that even if you have to let something go, or if something isn't working, or it simply isn't the right thing for you to be doing at this point in your life or in this lifetime, that's okay. It's this, I would say, the best thing for you to do is trust and accept. Trust and accept. I think that that's going to help a lot of this energy, because the worst thing that you can do with the 10 of Torches, the 10 of Feathers, the 3 of Feathers, and the Tower is resist. It's going to make it much more difficult, laborious, and exhausting than if you're in a state of acceptance. So just keep that in mind as you're going through September. And then self-actualization, we have the 3 of Rocks. You're getting there. It's, you know, it is going to require work and effort. you have to set your intention with that. It's not going to all come together in in September. It's something that you're doing so much other work, building. And you're not the only sign who has this. I think September is kind of where you get that Virgo energy of you've got to make things happen. You have to take responsibility. You have to, I mean, you don't have to, but if you don't, then it's going to feel like you're out of control. So taking responsibility for what you have in your life actually makes this easier. It doesn't mean that bad things haven't happened to you or people haven't done bad things to you. That's not what it means. It means that you can actually reclaim your life force energy and take it back so that you can build a better future for yourself. All right, so that's all for the base reading, and then we're going to go into the timeline. So first, second, third, and fourth quarter, as usual. Where you start off the month of September is the Nine of Crystals. This is about security and abundance. So whatever it is that you are using to whatever you've built up to this point, whatever is kind of coming together for you, you kind of get to get the benefits of it in the beginning, just to see like, okay, you actually do have a great deal of security in your life. Even if that doesn't make sense or it doesn't seem like it's coming together or you can't see it, you have it. And that's what this card is reminding you of. And then second quarter, we have Temperance, so making an appearance again. This is about really where you have the opportunity to take a balanced mindset or hit the self-destruct button. Remember, because that's kind of how you always have the option of doing that. I'm always going to encourage you to try to look at the big picture, try to see what else you have at your disposal. But only you can get yourself there. Nobody can do it for you. So this is where you have options and clarity and information that you need to make decisions for yourself that are either going to push you forward or hold you back. Third quarter, we have Six of Shells. So this sentiment and joy, I think that this card has more to do with reminding you whatever these circumstances are, at the end of the day, you have good things around you. You have to look at them. You have to show gratitude for them. You have to really make a decision to focus in on those things, because if you really hone in on the small wins, they're going to magnify. If you ignore them, your life is going to seem 10 times worse than it actually is. And so in large part, there's a huge matter of perception. And so these things are happening because it's showing you there's always something good to find. There are good things that you can find in your life. If you are watching this video right now and you have access to internet, then you have a lot. Like that, you cannot argue with me about not having anything to be grateful for. So no pouting in the comment section, please. Now, the fourth quarter, the final energy. So this is wrapping up September. You have the Eight of Shells, Quest, and Renewal. And this is all about kind of having a resurgence of your energy, getting all of that back for yourself, finding a new way to perceive what's happening around you. It's kind of like that feeling of having a breath of fresh air. That's what the renewal piece is really speaking to in that card. Okay. And as usual, we have a 3-card pick. Pick as few or as many cards as you'd like. Ask a question, set an intention, whatever feels right for you. Pause the video if you need more time. And card number 1, we have the Director. Even in the most dire circumstances, we have control over ourselves. We have control over the way we perceive things. We have control over so much of what we experience. And along the way, it's very easy to lose sight of that. So remember, like with this card, how I was telling you, you have the option not of taking the high road for somebody else, but for you to kind of take control of your energy, taking a step back and reminding yourself that you can spiral if you want. And then in the same breath, maybe things will work out. And being skeptical of just, you know, your immediate assumptions is what's going to help you take control back in your life, in your energy, in your relationships. Now, card number 2, we have the 2 of Wands. So it looks like kind of bringing things together, and you might also have some decisions coming up that, or like treat every day as a decision to align yourself. Like the decisions that you make are going to contribute to a larger picture, a larger vision, a better future. And so that's really what you want to keep in mind throughout all of this, okay? Is that every day is a new opportunity. Having one bad day, having one bad event, having one challenge is giving you the opportunity to grow, gain strength, autonomy, power. These are all opportunities. So remind yourself of that. And card number 3, we have the 5 of Cups. Once again, making an appearance. Where's your attention? Is it focusing on the one bad thing? Are you tunnel vision around what went wrong or what isn't working? Or are you able to reorient yourself and kind of pull yourself out of it? And remember, that in itself is a practice, okay? This is not easy. I mean, I can tell you from personal experience, that's something that it took me years and years to do. It is not always easy, and that's not what I'm saying, but remember that you can. You can. It's just about kind of finding that however it works for you, by whatever means work for you, that you can find a way to navigate this and come out on the other side. September is 1 month. You guys, it is not the end of the world by any means. You're going through an overhaul in many different aspects of your life, and this is working for you. Okay, so that is all that I have for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this reading as much as I've enjoyed reading for you. Remember, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you are welcome to go to onyxhealing.com or check out all of the links in the description box. I have one-on-one sessions, tarot spreads, single questions, something for all budgets. And until next time, I hope you have a lovely September. Remember that you can absolutely create your reality. It's absolutely possible. It is not far-fetched. And until next time, I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, Cancer.